WWE Monday Night Raw opened this week with a segment everyone was waiting for, the official weigh-in between Brock Lesnar and Oba Femi ahead of their Hell in a Cell match at SummerSlam. Right from the top of the show, cameras showed Oba Femi and Brock Lesnar both heading toward the ring, with Raw General Manager Pearce and Chief Content Officer Triple H already positioned there to oversee the weigh-in. To set the stage for what was coming this weekend, the actual Hell in a Cell structure was lowered down around the ring, giving the entire segment an ominous, stripped-down atmosphere before either man even stepped inside. Oba Femi was first to make his entrance. He walked to the ring, stepped onto the scale, and got his official weight recorded for the upcoming match. With Femi's number locked in, Triple H and Pearce then called for Brock Lesnar to come out and do the same. Lesnar made his entrance with Paul Heyman by his side, walking down through the crowd toward the ring where Femi, Pearce, and Triple H were waiting. But instead of simply stepping on the scale like Femi had done, Lesnar had other plans. As soon as he reached the Hell in a Cell structure surrounding the ring, Lesnar grabbed the cage door and locked it shut, trapping Oba Femi, Pearce, and Triple H all inside the cell together, with Lesnar and Heyman now on the outside. With the door locked and everyone else sealed inside, Brock Lesnar began circling the outside of the cage. Paul Heyman joined him, and the two started in on Oba Femi from outside the steel, hurling insults and mocking him while he stood locked inside with no way to get to them. Heyman led much of the verbal barrage, needling Femi and trying to get under his skin, and Lesnar joined in, taunting and bullying Femi through the chain link, with Femi unable to do anything about it physically since the door was locked. Oba Femi didn't stay silent through it. He fired back at both Lesnar and Heyman from inside the cage, shouting his own responses as they circled him from the outside. But with the door locked and no way to get out to confront them directly, the situation kept building. Femi's frustration and anger clearly reached a boiling point, and unable to get to Lesnar or Heyman on the other side of the steel, he turned that anger on the security guards who were stationed inside the cell with him. Femi snapped and attacked the guards, taking his rage out on the people closest to him since the men actually taunting him were safely out of reach behind the locked door. That's how the segment played out. Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman using the cage itself as a weapon before the two competitors ever get to fight for real, trapping Oba Femi inside his own Hell in a Cell match structure and mentally getting to him without ever having to touch him. It's a mind games power move from Lesnar and Heyman. Using the exact structure, both men will be locked inside this weekend to torment Femi ahead of time, rather than through any physical confrontation between the two rivals themselves. This is the latest chapter in a rivalry that's been building for months. Oba Femi and Brock Lesnar first collided at WrestleMania 42, where Femi scored the win over Lesnar. Lesnar came back and evened the score at Clash in Italy, pinning Femi to tie the series at 1 win apiece. That tie is what set up this weekend's Hell in a Cell match at SummerSlam, a rubber match to finally settle things between the two of them once and for all. The lead up to this weigh-in has been full of escalating chaos between the two men. Femi has continued taking shots at Lesnar even during other storylines, and Lesnar has responded with surprise attacks, including hitting Femi with an F5 out of nowhere on a previous episode of Raw. On another occasion, Lesnar came out with men dressed as police officers and claimed he'd gotten a restraining order against Femi, only for Femi to respond by attacking the entire group. Given that pattern, it's not surprising that Monday's official weigh-in turned into another example of Lesnar and Heyman getting the better of Femi through mind games rather than a clean, standard weigh-in. By locking the cage and taunting Femi from outside instead of confronting him directly, Lesnar and Heyman turned what was supposed to be a simple formality into a statement. They showed Femi and the WWE Universe that they are willing to use every part of the environment, including the Hell in a Cell structure itself, to get under his skin before the bell ever rings this weekend. And by getting Femi to snap and attack the guards locked in there with him rather than Lesnar or Heyman themselves, the segment reinforced the exact story WWE has been telling about Femi all year, a man with immense power who can be provoked into losing control. That sets up the final stakes for this weekend. Brock Lesnar and Oba Femi will finally settle their tied series inside the very structure that trapped Femi on Monday night at SummerSlam, in a Hell in a Cell match that now carries even more weight after this weigh-in segment. With Paul Heyman in Lesnar's corner and a locked door already proving to be one of Lesnar's tools of choice, the question heading into Sunday is whether Oba Femi can channel what happened on Raw into the kind of focused fury that got him the win the first time these two met, or whether Lesnar and Heyman have already gotten inside his head before a single bell has rung.